friend, we have to apply until you get approved. That is where you can have life insurance. There are different types of life insurance. It doesn't mean you have to pass away for somebody else to get something. Of course, in the course of our discussion later, we're still going to talk about that. The next block is to have debt management. Like I told you my story, I was there before. But today, my debt is under control. Yes, I'm not debt-free yet, but it's very, very important for you to understand how to get out of debt or how to stay away from debt. You cannot have debt and build wealth at the same time. You know why? The rate at which your debt is growing is far greater than the rate at which your investment is growing. The next block is to have an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months is very, very important. And the roof of the financial house is investment. Many, many strategies, my friend. Many strategies. And you will agree with me that if you build a good house, a physical house, and the foundation is so strong and solid, but the roof is leaking, there's still a problem. So you have to fix the roof as well. But what are you investing in? Whichever way you want to go in terms of investment for the future, you need to understand the 3 rules of money, which we're going to talk about shortly. But you know what? Your current financial situation does not even matter. It doesn't matter if you don't have a life insurance. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of debt. It does not matter if you don't have anything in emergency fund. It doesn't even matter if you do not have anything in investment. What will matter now is your future financial goal. What do you need to do from now on? Now that you have held this education, you need minimum of times 10 of your income today to properly protect your family. Let's assume you earn $100,000. You should have a life insurance of a minimum of $1 million. That will be your need. And for debt management, your goal is to have 0 debts. 0, you heard me, even including mortgage. Yes, it's a good debt, but it's not a bad idea if you can learn how to become mortgage-free as soon as possible. Emergency fund, you need 3 to 6 months of your income. If you make $5,000, your emergency fund should be somewhere between $15,000 to $30,000. Yes, it's a lot of money. You can start gradually, even from $200, $500, $1,000. You can get to where you want to. Then, of course, the investment is to have times 20 of your gross income. So if you make $100,000 a year, your retirement goal should be $2 million. It's a lot of money. But the question is, how long do you have to work to retire? If you have 20 years to retire and you know your goal is $2 million, that means you need minimum of $200,000 every year. Do you have the investment that can give you that? These are some of the exposures that we give you so that you can start thinking of what do I need to do to achieve my goal. So without a strong financial foundation, your financial house is not going to stand. The S-curve concept is a very simple concept. What does it say? When you are younger, you're on the left side of the curve. You are less secure. You know why? You have a lot of responsibilities, taking care of your family, paying all these bills, but your wealth is not so great. This is where you need a lot of insurance. And of course, what is the simple formula that you use to understand how much of insurance you need to sign up for? All the debt you have, your gross income multiplied by 10, because in case you are not there anymore, the gross income you are bringing to the family should still be made available to them for the next 10 years. That is the insurance rule. The mortgage balance or your rent multiplied by 10. Then education of your kids. If you have 2 kids and they're still underage and you don't have education savings plan for them, you need to make provision for about $120,000. That is what you need for insurance. At the same time, when you're taking care of your family, you need to take care of your future. And that is what I'm going to talk about, the first rule of money. For you to build wealth, you need money, but not the money you put under your pillow is not going to grow. You need money that will have a rate of return that is higher than the rate of inflation, that is higher than taxes. And of course, you need to stay invested over a period of time. Do not time the market, but have time in the market. I hope you understand that. So remember the formula 10-20. You need times 10 of your income to properly protect that income and your family, and you need times 20 of your income for your retirement. This is one of the concepts we teach people, debt roll-up strategy. Very, very powerful concept. Do you know that an extra $100 can dramatically reduce time and save you money? Look at this example. All those numbers are real. This lady is having 8 different kinds of debts. And if she continues to pay the minimum of $2,857, it will take her 30 years to finish paying off this debt. What if she looks for extra $100? I'm sure you're wondering, where am I going to find the extra $100? And that is why in the last bit of the presentation, I'm going to tell you why you need to be part of this campaign. So if you make $100 from our campaign, of course, you make much more than that if you become licensed. So with extra $100, she can finish paying off this debt in 17 years. So you can prevent debt from impacting your life. The second rule of money is called the rule of 72. Just look at these 3 columns. If you invest your money at a constant rate of return, say 6%, and you are wondering, how long will it take my $10,000 to become 20? You need to do a simple arithmetic. By dividing 72 by 6, you're going to get 12. So every 12 years, your 10,000 will become 20. Another 12 years, it will become 40. And of course, another 12 years, it will become 80. Look at the third column. If you invest at 10%, divide 72 by 10, you're going to get 7.2. So instead of every 12 years, your money would double every 7 years and 2 months. Which one would you prefer? Ramat, I want you to answer me. Is it the first column, second, or third column?
No, I prefer the third. I mean, I'm getting
Exactly. So when you invest in money, look for the best rate of return. But it could also work against you when you are borrowing money. Because if you don't pay it off as quickly as possible, the debt keeps piling up. And this is why people get into a lot of debt and bankruptcy. They say, oh, I'm paying the minimum, but I don't know. It's like they're just bringing other people's debt and adding it to mine. They are not bringing anybody's debt. It's your debt that is adding up. Let me put some numbers to the wealth formula. That's the first rule of money. If you save $100 at 5%, let's assume your tax bracket is 25%. Do you know that your net after taxes is $103.75? But that is not your real rate of return because inflation is going to chop into your money. Inflation today is about 3%. So your net after pay after inflation is $100. That is you invested at 3%. What if you at 5%, sorry. What if you invested at 3%? You are back at less than $100. You have lost money. These are some of the understanding that we give to people. And of course, this is also explaining to you better about the rule of 72. Do you know with 10% of your gross income of $60,000, by the way, that is the minimum we recommend to people. And that's $500 every month or $17 per day. If you continue to put this in an 8% rate of return investment for 30 years, do you know your money would have become $745,000? But what if you invest at 10%? It will be $1.13 million. You can be financially free by being disciplined and by having a budget. Inflation is a silent killer. Let me tell you, inflation is very, very important. The cost of home in the 70s is about $23,000. Today is about $688,000. You know, that is inflation right there. Why is this so important for financial planning? Do you know that if you want to retire in the next 10 years, and you know in your head that you will need maybe $3,000 or $2,000, you are not going to be keeping $2,000 today because of inflation. Let's see how much $100 will be worth in the next 5 years. It's only worth $86. If you need $100 in the next 5 years, you need to keep $116. What about in the next 20 years? It's only worth $55. And if you want $100 in the next 20 years, that will be $181 today. Now, let's assume your retirement income is just $4,000. I'm watching the time, that's why I'm running. So let's assume it's $4,000 you're going to retire with. Do you know how much you have to keep today because of inflation today? It's about $7,224 every month. That is why inflation is very, very important. You need to take it into consideration. Let's talk about the third rule of money. Let me reiterate. The first rule of money is the wealth formula. The second rule of money is the rule of compounding or the rule of 72. And the third one is understanding taxes. There's nothing wrong in taxes, my friend. What is wrong is if you pay more than your fair share of the taxes. That is what will be wrong. There are three categories where you can put money into that you can either save on taxes, you can pay it later, or you will never pay. In the first column, tax now. If you put money in checking account, savings account, mutual funds, interest income, and your money grows that same year, you're going to pay tax on the growth at your marginal tax rate. But what about the second category? That's taxed later. RRSP, LIRA, annuity, CPPOS, and RDSP. All this means different things, my friend. And I don't want to keep you here for the next 1 year trying to explain all of this to you. And that is why I said to you that you need to read that book I'm going to send to you shortly. And I also want you to attend our workshops. But you know what? Many Canadians, what they think about is RRSP. Fantastic. I don't have a dime in RRSP. And I'm going to tell you, I manage a lot of RRSP accounts for my clients. Why? If you know you are going to be poor when you retire, I'm sorry to say that, but sometimes we need to sell ourselves the truth. If you know you're not going to be making money when you retire, please put all your money in RRSP because you're still going to pay taxes. But for me, I'm a business owner. And to God be all the praises and adoration, I keep increasing my income every year. So think about it. If I retire in the next 1 year and I make $2 million from my business, and I already accumulated about $1 million in my RRSP, guess how much I'm going to give to CRA? Close to 50%. Have I really worked for CRA or I've worked for myself? That is why I don't put any money in my RRSP. But you know what? We're going to sit down with you to see which of these strategies is going to work for you. Okay. And the third column is the tax advantage one. I love that column so much. I love it because avoiding taxes is legitimate, but evading taxes is criminal. We teach people how to genuinely avoid taxes. Have you heard about tax-free savings account, Ramat? Have you heard about it? Fantastic. Have you heard about first home savings account?
Yes, I have.
I'm happy that you heard about it, but because I want to keep the time, I will not say much about it. But one thing I want you to know is because it says tax-free savings account or first home savings account does not mean that you will only put this account in savings. No, you can invest money in all these strategies as well because savings is different from investing. When you save money, you can put it under your pillow. It's not going to grow. But when you invest, you remember the rules of money, you have to think about it. So I can show you where you can make money by even putting money in this FHSC. We'll talk about that one later. Life insurance benefits. There is no taxes paid. Individual critical illness, disability insurance, health insurance, and primary residence. I'm going to talk to you shortly, quickly, about primary residence. If you own your own home, and that is where you live, even if you made 200,000 by selling that home, you're not going to pay taxes on it. And that is very good. So primary residence is another way to save on taxes. So what are we talking about? Knowing the tax impact of your money is very important to build your financial future. You have to take it into consideration. Don't just fold your hands and say, well, what will be, will be. No, it saddens me when people make 70,000, 60,000, and they say, oh my God, I have to pay back CRA $5,000. I'm like, really? Yes, 60,000 is good money. 70,000 is good income. But all the people that are making millions of dollars, they are not even paying a lot in taxes. So you need to understand how to save on taxes. So wherever investment you're putting your money into, you need to answer all these 4 critical thinking questions. Is it going to grow? Is the growth going to beat inflation and taxes? Is it safe? Or you can lose your principal? Does it have tax advantage? Does it have protection in case life happens? So you need to think about it. So when saving an investment, please consider these 4 important factors. Building your future. When building a physical house, you need to make sure that all aspects of the house, from the foundation to the roof, to the electrical, to the plumbing, to the interior, all of them are working together. If not, a pipe is going to burst someday because something is not connecting. Or maybe the house is going to catch fire. You don't want that to happen to you. Same thing when you are building your financial house. You have to think about it. You have to be intentional. What do you need to do first? Education of your kids. When they're still young, you need to put something in place for them. I did that for my 3 kids, and to God be all the praises and adoration. My children didn't have to go to the 4-year program with a lot of debts. You know, I didn't have a lot of money, but I just had that education and I took a decision right away. Protection is very, very key. You need to protect that income today. Don't be part of those people that are going to put their family into jeopardy. And I tell people, GoFundMe is begging. Please don't put your family through that. If you don't protect your income and you claim you love your family so much, my friend, you need to go and look at your intention again. Maybe you don't love them that much, so we need to put something in place. What about budgeting? I've told you in the beginning, a good way to be poor is not to go through, budgeting. And of course, liabilities. I tried to do it many years ago when I had a lot of debt. I couldn't build any wealth, because of this, rate of compounding. The next one is asset management, retirement planning. We don't want to be nuisance onto our children. By the special grace of God, we are not going to be nuisance, but we can't fold our hands and say, what will be, will be. We need to plan for our own future. I tell my children, I say, you know what? I can't wait for the grandkids to be coming so that we'll be going on all these trips together. And if you guys want to come, you'll be free to do that, because I'm already thinking about my retirement. And my daughter said to me recently, Mom, I don't think you're ready for this grandma duty. I said, baby, I am 100% ready. He said, because you're always traveling all over the place. I said, what's the worst case situation? I'm going to employ someone, a nanny, that will be taking the kids with me and we'll be flying around together. That is a good way to retire, and that is one of the things we teach people. What about taxes? You need to manage your taxes. Please don't pay everything to CRA. Longevity planning. Yes, we're going to live long by the special grace of God, but we need to plan ahead for it. What about our estates? Oh, I have 3 houses. I have 3 kids. I'm going to roll over each of these houses to my children. Really? It's not going to roll over to them without taxes. So estate fees, probate fees, accounting fees, legal fees, all of this, we need to sit down and talk about it. It's very, very important. So when we put all of this together, then you can say you have a good and solid financial planning. Everybody needs a financial checkup, just like you go to the doctor, and your doctor will take your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your pulse, and all of this. And if they find anything, they will say, okay, you need to go for this test, and this is our plan. We need to do this. You need to go for more tests, and so on and so forth. We do exactly the same thing. We sit with people, we look at all their concerns. Are they having too many bills? Are they having debt? What about their children's education, healthcare, lack of financial knowledge, and all of this? So we now put a plan in place for them. A plan for 1 year, a plan for 1 to 5 years, a plan for 3 to 5 years plus. We are not sales agents. We are financial educators and we are financial professionals. We help you. If you have the will, we can provide the vehicle for you, because financial security is not a dream. It is actually a priority. One more note, Ramat. You remember I told you that I wanted to share with you why we do this financial education. The second thing I will want to share with you is why you need to be part of this campaign. And I'm going to ask you a very simple question. And you don't need to answer me. It's a rhetorical question. Will your current situation allow you to reach your goals? And the way I summarize it to my prospect is, what you are doing today, can it lead you to financial independence? What you are doing today, can you build a legacy from it and transfer it to the next generation? What you are doing today, can it give you passive income? So if you're not there, God forbid, you're sick, you travel, can you still make money? If your answer is no, my friend, consider this. Making extra income on a part-time basis, I don't think is a bad idea, because you told me in the beginning of this presentation that you are not allergic to money. And I still remember that 100%. So think about it. Pay one lifetime fee of $150 plus tax. $150 plus tax, and I repeat, $150 plus tax, one lifetime fee. But you're going to get licensed by the government of Ontario where you reside. And I will monitor you, I will supervise you, I will train you, I will do everything for you to help you to make money. Because when you pay that money today, guess how much I'm going to make? Zero. It's not one of those businesses that they tell you, go and bring 5 people so that you can make $20. It's never going to happen. You can start making income on a part-time basis. I was a part-timer up until 2013. To God be all the praises and adoration. For the last 11 years and counting, I have not worked for any company in Canada. And I told you I'm not where I want to be yet. So that is one of the reasons why you need to become a campaigner with us. And of course, making multiple sources of income. I'm going to tell you, we make money in 4 ways. Number one, the one I just explained to you, when you become licensed, of course, when you educate people, they find the need for any financial solution, you help them, and of course, you make money. The second one is you don't want to be by yourself alone, because people say when you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with a lot of people. So you train people just like I would train you. And when those people become licensed and they are able to do exactly what you do, my company will pay you part of their retained earning because you have helped that person to make money. That is called agency income. The third one is expansion income. Do you know you can expand your business all around Canada? You can expand your business to Saskatchewan, to Manitoba, to New Brunswick by just having people you train over there. That is expansion. You can also expand to the United States across the border. You don't need to have the social security number in the US. Just by helping people to understand what we do and they come on board, you train them and they start making money, you make money. Some of us are making US dollars, and I know you will even love US dollars more than Canadian. Don't mind that person that is across the border there. Don't worry, we'll fix him, as Canadians, but we can make money from there. And the fourth one is to make bonus. When you do this much of business, in a month and you have 1 recruit, you're able to get more bonuses. And when you become a broker and your whole agency does this much of business, you as a broker, you also make money. And this explains to you why people make millions of dollars in our business, and those are the 4 ways by which you make money. I will stretch your vision a little bit by showing you the income potential in our business. I don't want to bamboozle you. I'm so sorry. But I just want to stretch your vision a little bit, because sometimes some people feel that, because they're financial advisors, maybe they're selling to people. Maybe when you sell $100 policy, maybe they just give you $20. No, we make good money. And I just wanted to stretch your vision a little bit by showing you from our website, the income potential. And I'm not saying that you can join today and you can start making $1 million. Maybe it's not going to happen. But just for you to see what is possible. That is why I'm calling you, Rama, to be part of the campaign so that we can revolutionize the financial industry with a system that bridges financial education and financial independence. According to Robert Kiyosaki, it says that when you are financially educated, you will become financially independent. So this is what I have for you today. And the last bit of the presentation, now I've shown you our website and you've seen it. And you are asking me, oh, wow. You said one of your trainers just made $1.5 million. I said, yeah, you remember the 4 ways by which people make money? That is what accumulates. Wow, fantastic. I used to think that as, an immigrant, Canadian, maybe you can't make more than 250 or something like that. Now you've seen it. And the last thing I'm going to do with you is to complete the survey card, because I need to, get a feedback from you of what I've shared with you. I know it's a lot of information, but this survey card will help me to understand how we can help you. And so I'm going to bring up the survey card, but I don't want to waste time now. Maybe in another training, I'm going to do that so that people will know how to get a return appointment. Because when you do a good presentation and you just close it there, and maybe the person is not, moved immediately, you can get a return appointment. And from the return appointment, of course, you'll be able to do something with the person. So thank you so much, Ramat. If you have any question, we're just pretending now. Of course,
Where do I sign up, ma'am?
Awesome. So I will just quickly, now Ramata said, where do I sign up? Maybe the next training I'm going to have, we're going to do active listening. And because one of my team members did that, this person said, so what do I need? And he started saying, you need to attend the workshop. I said, please just get to registration.wfg now. He said, yes, ma, yes, ma, yes, ma. And I was able to recruit that person for him. If he did that presentation alone, he wouldn't sign up. So this is what I have for you guys. I hope you learned something. Please, if you have questions, sorry, I was a little bit fast. But thank you so much, Ramat, for being my prospect today. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I warned you all that this was going to be a great presentation and you were going to be able to take a whole lot away. And I was able to take a whole lot away. I was just sharing on a Monday night call how important it is to role play and see where you are in your deficits. I want to say, Fola Sade, that was some great articulation. For those of you who are looking for that presentation, go with contact your trainer or go to our WSB website, and you can download that Saving Your Future. You can get a flip chart like me. I was going through my flip chart while she was going through it. I do want to say that you Canadians have a lot more tax benefits than we do have in the US. So I like that. So that's the motivation for me. But I did want to just again say thank you so much. I don't I don't think that we have time for questions, so you can contact Fola Sade on your own time if you have additional questions. And I want to go ahead and turn it over to our granddaddy, our grandfather in the business, none other than CEO Johnson. Please take it over at this time, sir, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Lisa, thank you so much. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the person that really helped at the beginning of the meeting. Our marketing director, Seria Gobiadi, thank you for jumping in. That is who we are. That is a teamwork right there. We really appreciate both of you today. Having said that, I want to thank our two leaders that took care of the guest room today. That is I'm seeing your name at the same place, Lisa again. Okay, Lisa Patetti and SMD Grace Ogo. Thank you so much. Really appreciate both of you. I think Lisa went for that guest room before taking over the mantle of Abiola and Grace. Oh, Abiola and Grace. Okay, Abiola, thank you so much. There is a mix-up a little bit in the flyer today. Anyways, that is so. I really appreciate both of you that took. I don't know how many people in that class today. Do you have idea? Anyways, I know that you might have already done a very, very incredible and awesome job giving them the vision that can turn their life around. Thank you for doing what you are doing. God bless you all. And I want to thank all our 2 main speakers today, starting from our amiable CEO, Mankind, Makinde. Thank you so much. You really, you spoke about the importance of giving a complete solution to our numerous clients and their prospective clients, going forward, because we are not a monoproduct, neither mono company. We have everything at our disposal, but we just need to displace that kind of opportunity, and do the needful according to our training, so that our business can be, facing out all the time. So that is a good advice for every one of us. Don't just be a monoproduct, talking about only one product. It's not a complete solution at all, and I don't want any, like Mankind has said, I don't want anybody to regret that, failure to give them the adequate financial solution. And when things happens, before you now regretting that, I should have it is already too late. No, when you get to somewhere, make sure you take your time to questions that can lead them to give you the, solutions. I think get me talk about maybe the foundation, talk about or like one of the trainers has already spoke about the financial foundation. By the time you are going through all the facts will surface. So going forward, please let's do it. Let's do it right first time. And I want to thank Dayo too, because he also spoke about the power of events. Yesterday, we had our SCFC John Who yesterday in Toronto here, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So everywhere, anywhere, when you have opportunity to meet with other people, there's no way you won't get something like take home. I think get me. Our business is a continual learning institution. I think get me every day. That is why I always encourage people to come to the meeting. Like today, if you are here, you are lucky because you can see what has happened. Even the 2 minute speakers alone is a training on its own. People that spoke, I think get me. So, and thank you, Charles, adapting. Yes, the same thing. Power of choice. That is who we are in our company. You can imagine. I won't mention we are not like all the other companies outside there that they have only one product and they can't sell any other company than their own product. But WFG doesn't have any product on their own, but we represent a lot of companies. You and me. Once you are a licensed, you become a distributor of many companies. Some people take that for granted. You become a distributor of many renowned companies. The company that have been existent before you come, even come to this world. Some of them are like 150 years. I think get me, and then you automatically become their distributor. Whatever how many number of products they have, you are there to give it to your numerous customers. So that is very powerful. Power of choice. You have the power of choice to yourself. You have the power of choice